Hey YouTube. So the weather today in Pennsylvania is chilly. It's around 40 something and it's supposed to get a lot worse over the weekend down into the teens. So I want to show you how far I've gotten with this tool so you can see what I've got here. Okay, this is the base. Okay, so the base is made pretty much the same as the siding tool that I made. The only difference is that I have this piece up here because I wasn't sure where the bolt was going to fit, so I gave myself enough room in there. This is the tab to hold the log. This separates the stop from where the log's going to sit. Okay, so that fits there. Whether the log will stay in place or not, or I have to put a pin in here, I don't know. I'm going to try it as is. Now this next part that I built, if you look at this here, there's two things that I added since yesterday, and one of them is this pin right here. Let me bring that in a little closer. Yeah, I put a bolt with a sharp point on it, and I just have a Kleenex in there just to hold it in place for a second. I don't want to weld it yet. I'm not sure if I like it, but here's my thought with this. Because of the angle that's on, and if you look at this, you'll see that I can get right at that height for the for this pin. And I think that if I make a tool for here similar to the one they have for the bottom board, I think I can make it so that it grabs a hold of the log and forces it against this pin, and the weight of that should hold that down. So I need to look at that. The other thing that's a little bit different is I welded a ring onto a 3/8 inch bolt, drilled 3/8 inch holes, and this can adjust. Now that's at 45 degrees there. This would be 30 degrees and then 15 degrees. And you need these three different settings to be able to cut the quarter sawn board out of a quarter of a log. So that's what I have so far. I believe that this pin would work pretty good. You know, the height of it is the height that I have it at. If you think about it, the cut that lays on here is always going to be smooth, but it's also always going to be waste, so it doesn't matter if it has a little mark in it or not. So got to try it, see what happens. If this doesn't work, I'll make it a point even sharper than this and see if that will work. If not, then I'll have to go back to the drawing board. I put this ring on here because it is going to be a little bit hard to pull these out of here, so this way I can at least get my finger in there to give it a good pull. So it's basically, and keep in mind also there'll be a log on here, so the weight of that will pretty much keep it in place. I think that this is going to work good. I haven't tried it. I have to build another one. This is one. I have to make another one for down at the other end there. But I believe that this will give me what I'm looking for. So it's just a matter of trying it. But I'll finish making it first. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's going to be able to hold that log real well. That's what it looks like from this side. But I think it will. I'll explain the theory of this cutting after I get the other piece built. Or better yet, I think I'll show it to you after I'm cutting the boards. So the same thing with let me get this other log here just to give you an idea of how this thing will rest on here. Now again, keep in mind this is not the size of the cant, this is just a piece of firewood. But basically that's what I'm after. Okay, so I'm at 45 degrees with the piece that looks like that. Once I cut the piece out, the quarter sawn piece out of the middle, then these pieces require a lesser angle, this piece and the bottom piece. Now this is of a bigger, you know, we're talking at least 8 inches, so it'll be a cant the shape of a quarter of a log cant that's actually out into here somewhere, probably about this high. And one thing I also wanted to say is adding this 4 inches puts the height of the log more towards the center of the bed. or the bunk. It's not so much that you want to go too far with it. The only problem I foresee with this is it's a lot nicer to have the bandsaw blade. The shorter it is between the two guides when you're cutting, the straighter of a cut you're going to get. Although if you have a nice sharp blade, even if you're a little wide, so at the most you're looking here maybe 12 inches of blade, maybe 14 inches of blade will be between the two roller guides. And I'm not sure how well that's going to be working, but I believe it'll be fine. And also, like I say, keep in mind it's going to be bigger, so that quarter sawn board will be up high like this, that I can cut that out without hitting any of my metal. Now I've gotten some comments, and some of you guys are really on the ball. I mean, he's got some good ideas and stuff. One guy had written me saying that he just uses wood to make these wedges, and then he can cut right through the wood no matter how high it sticks. And that's actually not a bad idea. It's like a sacrificial board, he called it. So that's not bad, but I don't want to be guessing. I don't want to be cutting boards all the time. I just want to have these tools, set them on the bunk, set the log on the bunk, do the cutting, walk away. That's what I'm after. So yeah, a little bit of American ingenuity and maybe we can beat this thing. I do have to do something with this pin here because I guess I should tack it in place just for the sake of being able to hold it for now. I was thinking about maybe taking a small screw and screwing it into the wood each time, but that's going to take too much time. I don't like that idea. So I'm going to try this, see what happens. I think as long as there's a little bit of friction on here and you put this side motion from the dog against it, I think it may hold it in place. You have to see. Alright guys, so for right now that's as far as I'm going to go with this. I'll show you the other one when I make that, and we'll see what we can do with this. I got to go get some pine boards. I don't want to cut up any more red oak until I empty out my kiln. And this morning, this is really a testament to what the sun is offering. Check this out. It's 53, and inside the kiln it's 92. So I mean, a lot of times I watch these solar things on the YouTube and they never really show you what happens in winter. So I've got 28% humidity in there. I don't know if you can see the relative humidity. 28% relative humidity, 92 degrees. The fans are running. The dehumidifier is taking moisture out. I emptied this thing this morning, and you can see there's about a pint or so of water in there. I just keep that there just to see how much water actually comes out. So 92 degrees in there. It's only 40 something outside. So yeah, they're calling for 14 degrees, I think my wife said over the weekend. The part about winter I hate is the wetness. Everything's wet. Alright guys, I'll talk to you in a little bit, or if I don't add to this video, have a good one. Bye.